Hello, and welcome back to another Moonflower Tarot reading. Today we're going to be looking at messages from Mother Gaia or Mother Earth to the collective. And today is going to be a pick a card reading. So whatever pile you feel drawn towards and whatever message resonates for you today, I hope you find it well and you take that with you on your spiritual journey. If you like this video, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. If you'd like to see more of these videos in the future, please let me know in the comments below. Or if you'd like to see any other videos, any video suggestions is more than welcome. And I thank you very much for your support. So for pile number 1, we have a seashell. In pile number 2, we have a snail. In pile number 3, we have a mushroom. And now whatever pile you feel drawn towards, that is your message for today. And I will see you there. Hello, pile number 1. If you chose this beautiful, I believe it's a moss agate seashell, then this is your pile. And immediately, okay, so I'm just going to say, if I sound off kilter, there's so much information coming through at once. Bear with me, please. There seems to be something going on in the collective, and there's a lot coming through. And immediately, the moment I jumped in, I heard the word rose quartz. And I do have rose quartz here in this reading, so that energy is coming through. There's a lot of love and heart energy, but there's feeling like this downward spiral. I'm very much an energy reader, and even before I tapped in, there was a lot of like concern around Mother Earth, the future of the planet. And I just want to say right off the bat, if you're going through that and it feels familiar to you, you're not the only one. I immediately came into this and I could not calm down, and I'm wondering, yeah, you're not alone in this. This is happening. I found myself in a little bit of a hesitancy. I wasn't able to channel at first. So you get to see me working through this because I want you to get the experience of seeing someone struggle through this. And I don't know why. I just feel called to be like, this is going to be pure raw energy, and this is you, and this is the message I'm delivering to you. So let's see what this is all about, because I'm curious. I'm definitely starting up something new. So this is the main energy. Mother Gaia came through strongly before I even started this pile. You're very tapped into Mother Earth, Mother Nature. You have that in you. I'm hearing you have clairsentient ability. And if there's a lot going on and moving on in your life, yeah, there's a lot of energy moving around you. You're going to feel that. And I'm even feeling that right now. A full experience. You are the pile that has a lot of fae around you. When I was drawing these cards, I heard the word fae. You have the fae around you. You're dealing with actual fairies, nature spirits, whatever you want to call them. And that's the type of energy. It's not, I'm hearing it's not malevolent. It's very much a very kind, kindred, spiritual energy. And if this resonates with you, then it seems like you are either aligned or aligning with it. You're constantly on the go. I'm getting a lot of Aries energy, a lot of forward movement, but also friction. There's a lot of scatteredness and chaos in your environment right now. And it feels like it's almost fun and exciting. But I'm getting a lot of this feeling there's a whirlwind of energy around me, especially if you're starting something new, if you're going off on a new adventure, starting something new. I'm hearing a plant pathologist. You pathologize plants? Are you like, you talk to plants, you work with them? And that's probably, that's why the fae are appearing around you. So if you ever have trouble calming down, talk to them, because they'll definitely help you through it. And when you speak to flowers, you basically speak to the fae, you speak to fairies. I just got an image of the bellflower in my mind. It was like a white or blue bellflower. And I believe those are known as like fairy hats. Oh, and I also got an image of a bee with its head fully immersed in a flower, and its little tiny bee butt sticking out. If you've ever seen that, that is the cutest thing when you go out in nature and there's these these flowers, and the bees come along and they just stick their heads in and get the pollen. It's the most adorable thing. But you're very much, I'm hearing also ornithologists, so birds and bird species. You're definitely someone who analyzes or works with nature and the environment. And I'm hearing there's a lot of hostility around you, but there's a lot of forward movement. So I guess I think I understand what I'm dealing with now. Let me take a second to step back now that I have this energy, so I can kind of zen a little bit. It's a lot. If you're feeling this with me, well, I'm gonna give you a thumbs up. That's a lot. I'm getting a lot of excitement, a lot of forward movement, but you're on the right track. You're very bold. You're going out there. I'm hearing entertainment as well. Entertaining for you to be going out there and going out on these endeavors, because especially if you're walking away from one thing and into another, you're stepping into your life's true passion. So this is just basically confirming the energy I felt right away. This is you right now. You're in this page of wands energy, and you're moving full throttle, fast forward into your future. You had an idea, you're moving forward away from old paradigms and into new ones, and it's for a good cause. And let me see, Mother Gaia's message for you is to keep going no matter what, but find a way to stay grounded in the chaos. Ooh, because I'm like in this energy. I'm here with you. This is what it feels like. And I just want you to take a step back for a second and allow me to channel what Mother Gaia wants you to kind of embody. Like, don't get me wrong, keep zooming forward, but there's a clear message of slowing down, taking your time, finding comfort in the discomfort, like not needing to know all the answers right away about how you're going to get there or how it's going to get done, but whatever project you're working on and for is very much supported by Mother Earth. If you're an environmental activist, if you're working, I'm also hearing seashell conservationalists. There's a lot of activists here right now, I think on this channel even, coming through, and emotional activists as well. You might even be caseworkers. It doesn't necessarily have to be the environment. It could be the environment of people, because in a lot of ways, dealing with like humanitarianism even is almost like salvaging the environments of people. It's freeing them from blockages from maybe bad environments. So there's a lot of human rights activists. I'm getting a lot of environmental activists. Save the bees, save the fauna and the flora and the birds and the trees. The Fae are with you. This life is going to be a breeze. So yeah, Mother Gaia is like, yeah, my babies, I support you. You're protected and you are validated. And if there's anybody in your life that invalidates your work efforts, just say, okay. I don't know what that means, but I'm going to say it as it came through. Fools to you. Fools to you. I don't know what that means. Tell me in the comments if that means anything to anyone. I'm curious because I literally got the image of the Fool card, like fool to you, and I don't know what that means. Like, you be a fool. You won't come with me on this. So yeah, I'm also seeing like the Fool card holding this wand too. Like, you got your metal staff and you're going off into nature and you're like yeah, we're on this. And I guess Mother Earth and Mother Gaia and the Spirit of the Fae just want you to rely on her more so than the people who might, dissuade you from moving forward, or she said neg. The people who won't follow you out of common courtesy. Mother Earth is here for you because you are supporting her and the children here, and they need you more than ever, and that's what's driving you forward. And I want to pick a charm for you because I do want to get some either more advice or an outcome, actually. Mother Earth, Mother Gaia, what outcome is there? Spiritual. Okay. I heard spiritual tranquility, but I keep channeling messages in a way. I'm actually wondering if you speak multiple languages, or one or more of you doesn't speak English, and I'm getting that very interestingly enough. I hope this makes sense to you. Welcome to my channel. Um, let's see. Uh, Good news or outcome. So you definitely have a lot of wisdom. There's a positive outcome. This is actually a good omen. You're very protected by nature spirits and the spirits of the night, because yeah, these light spirits overrule shadows of ego, I'm hearing. So whatever egos or evil ego driven people you're working with or are moving forward, away from, you are clearly protected. I'm seeing the goddess Athena in this owl. So you are very much protected on your mission here, and guardian spirits. And I'm also hearing cloud spirits. So there's a lot coming through here. Look to the skies for help. Look to nature. Look to astrology too. There's matters of the heart being resolved also, because you're moving on towards something you're passionate about. And when we do that, the rest of our life seems to move in tandem, sorry, with the rest of us. Oh, wow. You're going to see a lot of synchronicities. Like the more you move towards your passion and the embodiment of what your soul is driven to do, the more you're going to have a lot of clear signs, abundance coming your way. And that's just the law of attraction. But it has to come from a place of you knowing it's what you want to do and what you're passionate about. And that's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing good news. Mother Gaia is just saying, keep up the good work, kid. You're doing great, because you're kind of moving on. I feel like you're in this alien energy where you feel like in the twilight zone, out of place, out of time, or ahead of your time, because you're making all these moves that are right and good for you and good for the planet and your soul, and you feel like you're alienated or obsolete in some way, like that's an outdated thing to be thinking of other people, when in fact it's kind of the future. It's actually believing in conservation and humanitarianism is timeless, because so is love, so is our souls. It's timeless. It's a timeless endeavor to pursue. And that's what Mother Gaia has to say to you, is just keep on moving forward, because you're staying true to your soul. Remember to stay grounded in yourself and your authenticity, because yeah, the people around you might be just fools in a negative way. Well, you're going out in a positive way as the fool, on their own path forward towards what they know is right. And for that, Mother Earth basically is giving you a round of applause right now. And she is all around you, guarding you, protecting you on your way forward. So thank you so much, Pile One. On behalf of the world and all of us in it, I'm very glad you're and appreciate that you're pursuing this endeavor and your soul. And the more you align with yourself, the more you help heal the world, even if it's just with the intention of doing well. You are already helping the world heal one step at a time. So that is your message today, Pile One. Thank you so much for tuning in. Have a very nice day. Hello, Pile number 2. If you chose this lovely rose, oh, I keep saying rose. Oh my goodness, the snail. He's a snail. I'm not even gonna joke with you. I have a feeling y'all are drawn to all 3 piles, and if so, please feel free to watch this to this fullest length, because I keep saying rose and rose quartz. I immediately heard it channeled on the first pile, and now you're here in the second pile. So welcome back if you felt drawn to the first pile, or you're coming from the first pile, because I think Mother Earth is healing a lot of like heart wounds. There's a lot of love here. She has come through twice in a row, so I'm very curious to see what she has for you, because I literally was like, it's a rose quartz, y'all. Does it look like a rose quartz to you? It looks like nothing. It's blurry. Well, it's a rose. It's not a rose. Bear with me for a second, y'all. I don't know what's going on out there, there's a lot of excitement coming forward. I think Mother Earth is very excited and she's very proud of you immediately. I'm tuning in the same type of frequency. So, welcome here. Definitely a lot of this going on. But before I even tuned into it, not only did I feel that energy and I felt the resonancy of a lot of high vibrational love, I heard the word grass or moss people. So there's a lot of I'm also hearing sustainable energy. There's a lot of environmentalists. And yes, if you're drawn to group one, hi, you might want to check out that group. That might be either a continuation or not, but let's see where it goes. Definitely deal with, I'm seeing landscaping and preservation of like historical land sites. Like I'm seeing gardens and those thingies that like seed lawns. I'm seeing a lot of like very much landscaping, but very intentional and mindful landscaping. Like you're really good with arranging something. Some of you with arranging like a environmentally conscious space. It's sort of like that whole thing where you can't put a lot of a certain type of tree in an area. There needs to be like biodiversity. Like how to be very like biodiverse with your gardens because you understand like botany on a certain level and environmental sciences. So this is more of the structural integrity of a garden space, or even like I'm seeing a park plan or so. If you resonate with any of those fields, or if you're just interested in gardening in general and ecology and setting things up in that way, this might be for you, tapping into that energy. And it's very excitable. Yeah, ooh, whoa, hello. Yeah, your hard work is absolutely paying off. The seeds you planted are well on their way. So Mother Earth is very proud of you. There seems to be a lot of good effort on your part in this group. I'm seeing a lot of, I saw Cancerian, Gemini, Virgo, and Scorpio energy. You're freedom fighters as well. Yeah, so there's a lot of that. Very similar to pile one. Well, let's see if there's a different message. Planting your seeds and they're fully grown. It feels like there seems to be some obstacles in your way, but they're mostly environmental with the people in your environment or your world or your life. I'm hearing red tape. If you're, oh, I also heard the phrase party planning committee. If you're working with like a town or like a resident like area, there might be a lot of bureaucracy standing in your way from actually doing what you want to do. Okay, I kind of see what this is. Yeah, so there was an example that came up, and don't quote me exactly on this, but I remember reading a long time ago about the time where there was this really bad pollen, like I don't know if it lasted a decade, but it was like a lot of there was a town that was completely covered in pollen because the people who were planning, like the part of the city planning committee, the ones like Parks and Rec who plant trees or whatever development, decided that they were only going to plant one type of tree, and it was going to be like either a male or female type of tree, the one that gives off pollen. And because they planted too many of this one tree, specifically for aesthetic purposes, it essentially coated the entire town in pollen and created like this increased risk of asthma and allergies, and essentially poisoned the town because it was too much of this one specific type of tree. And I'm also being shown bananas where they were basically genetically modified to be the same thing and the same structure. However, that genetic modification increased the risk of disease, increases the risk of an environmental sort of breakdown because, we sacrifice quality and health over aesthetics. And there's a way to make a garden look absolutely beautiful and balance the ecology that doesn't risk the plant behavior and growth and the health of the people who are enjoying that garden. And it feels like you're kind of on that track. And no matter what anybody says, they're always going to value aesthetics and like the what is it called when selling a property? The street view sort of thing. Like, you plant a tree in a front yard because it looks pretty, but then the homeowners who are buying that house might not realize or consider like what's going to happen when that tree sheds leaves, or how much pollen does it produce, or how old is it? Is it at risk at falling? And, don't even get me started with people freaking dealing with dandelions like they're a weed. Like, there's this sense of we lost sight of what is true with balancing energies of nature and even the environment. And you can make something beautiful and have it be biologically diverse, whether that's with a garden or even a family or anything in an ecosystem, the animals. Like I was even looking at Papua New Guinea birds of paradise the other day. You know how beautiful it is. These magnificent birds were closely related to crows and blue jays, and they're corvids basically. And then they're on this island for so long, they basically evolve and adapt to be these beautiful displays of what Mother Nature can do when she's left to her own devices. And when we intervene, we create these like designer dogs who can barely function. Would you rather have a dog who can barely breathe, or be on the in the front bleachers with Mother Earth being like, see, there's a bird that can function in the outside world, and it doesn't need to be bred to be beautiful. It was evolved to be magnificent, beautiful, and unique. So you're basically doing the same thing, and Mother Nature's standing up for you, because you might have these people coming at you with this attitude of, but it doesn't look pretty, and I don't want that on my front lawn. It's like, but the quality of life for you and the front lawn of your house or your park depends on the balance of nature, the balance of what you're doing here. Especially if you're making a park where people are going to be coming in and out, you want to make sure that the trees are healthy so the people are healthy, because the people are breathing in the oxygen from the trees. If they're not healthy, the people aren't healthy. You know, like, trees are beautiful examples of air quality control. Because I learned once that if there's lichen growing on the side of the tree, that is an indicator of air quality. And there's this understanding of nature that falls outside of a very, like, I'm hearing blunt democratic system. And you're kind of doing this with a weird trial and error, because that's the problem when you're dealing with bureaucracy or red tape. They're not going to know what the frick they're talking about. They're just like, but does it look pretty? And how much am I going to pay? It's like, you're going to pay a lot more for the for things down the line if you don't do this very wisely now. So Mother Earth is applauding you. You keep laying down those foundations. You keep speaking your truth and finding a way, because she knows what you're doing is good, because the people need parks. The people need places where they can go to and view the beauty of nature and see everything in balance. Like the bees need gardens, the the trees need us to be out there in the world, and we work off of each other. So she's like, I'm here for you, honey. You're doing the right thing. Keep going. Like gallivanting into the sunset. Um, is there anything else? It's just you're not doing this for the sake of adventure or butt heads. You're doing it for a very specific passion you have. I'm also hearing to record all the evidence you have. Like, if you, okay, yeah, scientific proofs. If you're putting on a presentation for a specific like plan, or if you're going to a committee that is planning something for, I'm hearing party planning. If you're presenting something, get as much data as you can. You need to sell them on this, because they might not know anything about this. First of all, they probably don't. If you're facing opposition, you need to sell it to them in a way where you get like that, you get the job done, and having as much information, as much like evidence supporting your claim or supporting your project as you can. and present that to them, because they might not budge until you say it in a way that's satisfactory. And sometimes it does mean appealing to the lowest common denominator, but not in a way that sacrifices your integrity. You stay true to who you are and what you're doing. And the advice Mother Earth has for you is just keep doing what you're doing. Like, don't settle for less, but remember who you're dealing with. Like, she'll support you no matter what. And sometimes if you have to take those plans to someone else and somewhere else, there will be other people who appreciate it. There are a lot of places, a lot of towns, a lot of organizations who need someone like you. Sometimes letting go of a place and cutting your losses is the best thing to do, but it really is just on your terms and what you think is worth a fight, because either way, Mother Earth is going to let you follow through with whatever this is and supports you. But if this is a matter of trial and error, sometimes you need that learning experience of, this is how you present this to a group of people who are kind of in a level-headed way, who might not be necessarily opposed, but are very, you know, I don't know how to say this, but like kind of hard-headed and don't know what they're doing, you know. And then you can find the right people who agree with you, find the people who are like, yeah, this is what I want for my park or my town, or the layout of, this my party. So whatever you're doing, like, your future endeavors are going to be successful, and she's with you with that. So is there no that I think that's pretty much it. So yeah, keep up the good work. She's with you. Thank you so much, Pile 2. And remember, when you are in your fullest authenticity and you're standing in your integrity, these goals will always come true. Your mission is going to be fulfilled. It's just a matter of where and when. And Mother Earth has something very good for you, because you're following that guidance and you're listening to your truth and your heart. So thank you so much for doing that too. And thank you so much for tuning in. And I hope to see you next time. Hello, pile number 3. If you chose this pile, this message is for you. You have a very lovely mushroom right here. And before I even tapped into your energy, I heard the phrase, this is my stone pile. I saw an image of a tree, but it was like a very old tree, like a petrified tree. So, oh, that's interesting. I'm also hearing a song. Oh, this is the first song I've channeled. So I heard the song, I don't remember the name, but it's on Christ, the solid rock I stand. Now take it as that resonates. If some of you are viewing this and you're Catholic or you're Christian, I'm also hearing Methodist. These are non-denominational readings. I'm very much a whatever religion or spiritual practice you observe, I'm here for everyone with this divine guidance. But that is quite cool. Yeah, I am seeing a cross on a hill. That's reminding me about the Sermon on the Mount. So one of the biggest things with this group, there's a lot about ecology coming up lately. I don't feel like you'd especially be drawn to other piles, but take it as it resonates. But that's a main theme with Mother Gaia, is she's proud of you because you're an ecology student or you're studying earth science. I'm also, okay, so I'm seeing like geology, like a rock doctor. Oh, petrified wood. Yeah. So like archaeologist, paleontologist, dealing with a lot of the ancient outside world. I'm also seeing, well, archaeology is the study of ancient culture. Is that anthropology? Sorry, excuse me one moment. Wow. So there's a lot here about, and history I'm seeing, yeah. Very grounded energy here with this group. So Mother Earth is coming through to say she's proud of you. If you're getting like a bachelor's or master's degree, whoever's still in college or pursuing higher education, out there in the field right now, she is very much grateful for you. And she's with, yeah, I'm hearing paleontology, um, igneous. So definitely dealing with a lot of that tectonic plates. I'm seeing very much a lot of that because I just saw an image of the world. If you took like geology classes, it's like the picture of the earth, and you can see like it's like part of it's cut out and you can see all the layers, the rock layers and the core. That's what I'm seeing right now. um, Maybe even volcanoes. There's so many fields of study, and if you're branching out, especially if you're still in school and you're participating and looking into what you want to do, like definitely explore all those branches or no, anything that falls under that umbrella to see. I'm also hearing marine biology, so definitely keep pursuing that. She's very much. I'm also hearing you're looking into a lot of videos or watching episodes of documentaries about like famous archaeologists. Oh, I heard okay, so you might be worried that there are a lot of people out there that are better than you, especially if this is a competitive field. And what I'm going to say to that is don't worry. What is for you will always be for you, but just keep concentrating on your workload, your education, because you might not get where you're going right off the bat out of college or out of where you're going in life. That might happen later on. However, you pursue your passion, you'll find it somewhere along the lines. Now let's get into tarot. If this is your energy right now, then this is the message for you. Or we are reading reversals. I need to confirm. Oh, and so this feels like a progression of where you're going, especially if you're still in college or school. I'm also hearing master's degree. You want to learn from the past to know how to create a safer space for humanity to thrive. You want to learn about the world and the environment to be able to understand how to work with it so it can co-adapt for a brighter future. There's a lot of this. You want to regulate the planet. It's almost like this is a very ingenuitive pile. You want to move forward, and it's like I just heard the phrase, you don't want to hop ship to Mars. Like, we need to figure this stuff out on our own planet before we start going out there in the wild blue yonder. Like, there's this semblance of, I'm hearing a gray space in between, like, life and death. Yeah, this is very much, uh, there's a lot going on here. Let me gather my thoughts because I'm hearing a lot about the need for tranquility. You do feel like you're more tranquil, but the messages I'm receiving, you're not in an environment that is necessarily in alignment with you or the path you're choosing. However, I'm being told we find that when we enter into higher education, that there's a mixed bag of people who are in it because it's just something to do, or their parents brought them up to it, or I heard they have a trust fund and an ego. So if you're, I mean, also hearing Princeton, if that's you, well, hello there. um, a lot of not participating in the needs of the world because I'm also hearing by faith, not by choice. You are a person who is doing it by choice and by faith. And there are a lot of people who are like a mixed bag of, I did it because my family put me into it, like, especially with religion. This is my family's religion. That's why, unorthodox orthodoxy. But that's the thing. Because something very early on in the week for me came up. I was having my own little revelation about my own relationship with my family's ideology and I was basically raised as a conservative Christian, and I over the past decade shifted gradually into what I would consider more of an agnostic but very spiritualistic person who does genuinely believe in God. but does not see them as a singular entity, but an embodiment of everything in the cosmos. So while I don't necessarily identify with a religion, I do understand that religion helps us transcend our physical bodies and connect with God or a higher power. And there's nothing wrong with being a religious person. That's what connects your soul to heaven, connects your soul to a divine source. And there's no religion that's wrong, because religion in itself is just very much a bridge. But people misuse religion all the time, just like people misuse their authority all the time. So it really is, you're stemming from a place of genuine faith and honesty in yourself, and you're seeing people around you who are not embodying what they're setting out to do or practicing what they preach. Because, yeah, there are a lot of people out there who become surgeons and doctors, not because they want to, but because their family told them to or pressured them into it. I'm also hearing Juilliard. That might be specific to one or two of you. So there is this kind of like this prestige and almost like like a history, like upholding a legacy. But you're doing what I'm channeling right now. You're doing it in a way that is true to you or truer to you than you're witnessing around you. And you're like, what's going on? I feel like the odd one out. And the truth is that like I can go to church all I want and believe in the teachings of Christ, let's say, teachings of the religion. However, there are a lot of people out there who do not practice it. And while I was definitely more of the faith of, I want to go out there and spread the word. I want to go out there, like not in a door to door kind of way, but more in a through my good works. I was definitely one of those good works types of people where I genuinely liked volunteering and I wanted to help others. And that energy and spirit has followed me even as I have sort of not identified as a Christian anymore. However, I do see Christ as a shining example of how to live my life, but I do not necessarily wish to step into that same church anymore. Not because of the people or the faith, it's just the direction it's going is not aligned. So if you're in a specific type of institution, and it doesn't have to be faith-based, although I am hearing you're going on a holy pilgrimage that is combining a scientific practice with your faith, then you might be Christian scientists, Christian mystics as well, because I'm getting Christianity's coming up in this specifically. I think Judaism a little bit and Mormonism a little bit. There's a lot about you are kind of stepping outside the normal tenets of your faith or the environment you're in and mixing what you're doing in your practice and your work with your faith of origin, but really questioning and rethinking where you're coming from as far as your religion. And that curiosity is a very good thing. We need to constantly be questioning our values and our faith. And in a lot of ways, like even as I stepped away from more of a Christian mindset and came back to myself, and I write some of this on my blog about my experience, I actually grew closer to God the further I stepped away from my family's religion and connected with Source on a very one-to-one personal basis. And then he took me back all through the Bible, even to the Old Testament. And he was like, so just like Daniel or Balthazar, like Daniel, the prophet, was closest to, I believe, one of the Nebuchadnezzars. And he basically, long story short, Daniel was translating the how would you say, king leaders' dreams and prophecies by communicating with angels. He was essentially a like a magician, I guess, some sort of shaman, holy man. But that was it. There was a lot of Jewish mysticism back. That is what it is. Christian mysticism, Jewish mysticism, any sort of like communication with angels and the divine. That was common practice. So you have a lot of that in you, and maybe even your ancestry that was lost in your family. And I'm not necessarily seeing you're pursuing a religious organization. You're just seeing a lot of the world around you collapse and you don't know what to do with it. but you're not chained in the same way as the people around you. It feels like you're more in this full energy. You're trying to sort of walk away from an old mindset that you felt compelled to be a part of, whether it is in your own family's church and orthodoxy or a very strict upbringing. You're walking away and more towards yourself and how you connect with God, because that's the thing, beautiful thing about relationships with God and the divine and our angels. It's personalized to us. Just like our relationship with our family is different from the relationships outside of us. It's about trust, it's about a bond, it's about equal communication and love. A relationship with God has to come from a place of love. And how you love God is really up to you and your soul, because we all love each other differently. And that's beautiful. Just like ecology, just like the layers of the earth. It's like if the mantle of the earth were as as hot as the core, would we be able to stand? No, it's like it all works very much in tandem. We all work together, right? And it's the atmosphere doesn't want to be the viscous center, you know, but somehow it keeps it all together. So your relationship with the divine is on you to decide, not your family, not even a religious source. It's how do I relate to them? How do I love them? And that applies to career and any field of study. It's, well, what is my connection with this? What is my relationship with this? Why am I pursuing this? Is it for me and your soul's needs? That is really where you're stepping into right now. And it's just, don't let these people get in your way, because that's the one thing that I've been channeling most of all with Mother Gaia today. Is there's a lot of obstacles and blockages, but a lot of it has to do with a societal resistance to change versus the people who are the change makers. And one way you change is just continue to follow your path and your light, your North Star. You know, you go as far as you need to. And just again, I'm getting taken to the Bible, and Jesus spent 40 days and 40 nights in the desert. He was tempted by the serpent to be like, you are a god, why can't you just turn this rock into bread or conjure up water? And it's like, I want to know how these people suffer. I want to be able to do this not as a god but as a human being. And that's my take on that when you're transitioning from one mindset to another, you are embodying yourself and your soul's mission. And that's exactly what, in that, I forget which book it was, but Jesus basically did that. He's like, I want to know how these people suffer so I can show them how to rise above that and unchain themselves. So, and I'm seeing a lot of that coming through. You are teaching people how to release the change, to think differently and move differently. You are combining the logical sciences, practicality, with a lot of those seemingly outdated religions that are just you communicating and having a relationship with the world around you. Because Mother Earth is God. She is a part of him, and her soul is speaking to you. So the more you move towards her and your faith, whatever religion you feel called to, that is you living your purest light, your purest form. And she is very grateful for that. So stay on this track, slow and steady, because you are a rock giant compared to the little pebbles. The tiny little pebble gremlins who are at your feet saying, this is the only way to do this. And you're like, I beg to differ. Let me move a mountain. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm not going to say that one. That was kind of mean. I was going to say something channeled to me, but I had to self-censor. Okay, so long story short, you're doing great. Keep up the good work. Good job, fam. Yeah, so I think this is what I have for you today. Thank you so much for tuning in again, and congratulations and good work. Environmental science is definitely what we need for the future. So if you're doing that, definitely on the right track. Thank you so much for tuning in again, and have a very nice day.